Okay, Man United versus QPR coming up the weekend. We've got Sam, the people's person, and we've got Paul from QPR podcast. Open all ours. Sam, big name players, big money spent. Surely a first win for Louis van Gaal.
You'd think so.
You would.
You would think so, but we thought that against Swansea, and it didn't quite go to plan.
Yeah.
But there's never been as much buzz and excitement for a home game against QPR as this, and understandably so. You've got all these big name players coming in, and that's part of the reason why you've got to be slightly reserved for potential debutants on Sunday. Mm-hmm. So nearly half the team will be playing at Old Trafford for the first time.
Yeah.
So you can't be expecting all guns blazing. I expect to win. Our team is much better than QPR's, so we should win. But who knows? It's the Premier League. Anything can happen.
Yeah, definitely. Paul, what do you think? You're going in there as obvious underdogs. The QPR are not a bad team in any way, shape or form, though, are they? You've got an ability there to go there. Man United have developed a track record of being not so great at Old Trafford against certain teams in recent years. So, do you think you're going to go in there with every chance of getting 3 points?
Well, we'll just go there and under the radar, go in, play a game of football. If we win, it's how bad Man United were, not how good we were. And then we'll take a blind bet nose of us. So we're just going there to make the numbers up, really. Whatever happens, no one will ever talk about us or our new signings or how we've transformed our team or what we did in deadline day. It'll all be like, oh, aren't Man United great or aren't Man United awful? So we've got nothing to lose. We'll go there with, I'm sure, every confidence. And we watched United's game plan, I'm sure, meticulously against Swansea and realised if you actually run at them, you might score with their defence. So, why not? I mean, we did beat them 4-1 there once, a very famous New Year's Day. So the new Dennis Bailey will step up, I'm sure, on Sunday.
I'm sure. What do you think of this then, Andy? I mean, Rio Ferdinand going back to United as well potentially, and QPR are no mugs. They're going to be going there. They're going to be looking to upset Man United, and they will genuinely believe they can probably come out with something from it.
Maybe. I'm not convinced about that. I think it should be a pretty comfortable United win. I think convening all those new players, and the players who I think are more going to be inspired by the sense of occasion rather than be nervous, because they are those sort of players, Falcao and Di Maria. I think that, they should be getting home quite easily. Having said that, you said no one asked about QPR. Let's ask about QPR.
Oh, hello.
What made the difference in the game against Sunderland that wasn't there in the previous games?
They changed system, and Charlie Austin scored when he had his chance, and the first home game he missed a penalty, which wasn't really a penalty anyway, so it's fine. But now they changed system. We seemed a lot more together. We had a terrible injury with Ali Folin again, who did his ligament again, so for the third time. So it was that unite in front with the players. So they got together, and also, the media are full of QPR because the last time we came up, we were so bad, and that's what I'm looking forward to this Sunday. Is we're actually going to go, hopefully, give a good account, because the last two times they had to have, Poole actually had to take a dive and get Derry sent off for no reason whatsoever. So hopefully they won't resort to them tactics again, and we'll actually have a game of football rather than just losing to a dodgy penalty.
And of course, Sandro's had a big game at Old Trafford before, isn't he?
No, I'm not sure what game you're talking about. Some distant memory you've got in there.
But it'll be interesting because United are getting this new midfield blend, of course, which will probably have Di Maria in a midfield three, against someone who's really tough and really used to the Premier League, even if he hasn't
it was very straight in the deep end from Di Maria, going straight into that physicality. It's just cliche about Premier League, physical, strong. It's exactly what it is. But he'll have the midfield partners that can. So he won't have to go in there and do every bit of tackling, every bit of dirty work. Herrera and Blind will do that for him and give him the ball and say, run with it. His job won't be to go elbow to elbow with Sandro, because he'll just stand up on the floor.
That'll be very interesting to see. Let's have some score predictions then, Paul.
I'm going to stick my neck out to say that this time Joey Barton will stay on the pitch at Manchester. Not like his last time he was up there with a wee bit of an incident. And we'll hopefully I'll take a 1-0 whatever way it comes, because points in the table, and beating Man United isn't such a bad thing sometimes.
Okay.
Sometimes, eh? I'm confident.
5-0.
Yeah, 4-0. No, I'm going for 2-0. I think it could be a tentative start, but I think United will flow into it, and I'm hoping that Louis van Gaal plays 4-3-3. That's his bread and butter. That's his formation. And once he starts getting this philosophy into these players in that formation, it will start to tick. and hopefully we start seeing that against QPR.
Yes, Andy?
I agree, 2-0. I'm putting you on the spot. What do you think?
I think Man United are absolutely going to wipe the floor with QPR, really. I'm genuinely sorry about that.
No offence taken.
No, well, I hope not, because I would clearly love the opposite to happen. But no, I think Man United are gonna show everyone why they spent that money and that it was money well spent. And I think this could be a real sort of red letter day in the future of Man United in the coming years. So like 5-0. There you go, have that. Man United fans, if you're happy with that, let us know. QPR fans, if you're not so happy with that, yeah, also let us know. Don't forget the game's going to be live on Sky Sports, and you can watch that through Virgin Media.
Now they've got a dilemma where they've got to try and keep everyone happy, and that's why everyone's saying that he could be the one to part way. They've got a phenomenal player there, like you say. He started the first 3 games.